Howdy folks, it's a Tall Turtle here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, taking a break from the bush trips. I just redid that intro 10 times, so that's the one we're keeping. And we're in Minneapolis today, not because it's my hometown or anything, but because I want to check out one of the new POIs, the Lowry Avenue Bridge, because I want to talk about it from the perspective of somebody who used to live a few blocks from there. Come on, slow down, camera. Not that slow. There we go. I used to live a few blocks from the bridge, so I have a lot to say about it, and from perspective of a resident. So that's what we're going to do today. Real Brothers turned on, and it's like almost midnight in real life. So we will start by flying in daytime here, and then we will switch it to night. Now this is hilarious because I do have all players turned on with gamer tags, and there are so many people flying around Minneapolis. This is ridiculous. We got Goody Poot Jr. over there, and a whole bunch of people over here. Wow, and more over here. That's crazy. Who would have thought that Minneapolis would be so popular? Wait, I take that back. Minneapolis is popular. There is a huge... Who's texting me? My mom friends are texting me. I have so many mom friends. Friends that are moms of kids, and we just get along well. Anyway, what was I saying before distracted? And yeah, why are people texting me at midnight? Anyway, there are going to be a lot of people in Minneapolis all the time because Minneapolis has an enormous flight sim community, and Minneapolis has an enormous aviation community in general. So I would always expect there to be people flying around Minneapolis just all the time. That's awesome though. I might have to turn those names off actually because they're going to get in the way of what we're doing. Well, let's leave them on just for this video. We're at Crystal Airport in Minneapolis. So there's downtown Minneapolis there. We're in a suburb called Crystal. And I believe that's 81 there. And then I can't remember the name of that road. But you turn on this road, and my wife's best friend lived in these apartments for a couple years. Actually, right there. I do have to turn the POIs on. I just realized though. Alright, POIs turned back on. I don't know if you can see the bridge from here yet. Yep, right there. Boom. 5 nautical miles away. And we'll talk about that bridge in a moment. It's on the Mississippi. I just want to give you a quick introduction. And of course, like usual, I'm distracted by the scenery, which is just amazing. Satellite imagery is turned on, of course. It's always fun when you know where you are, like in real life. It's always kind of fun, right? Gives it a different perspective. But most of you watching don't live in Minneapolis, so you don't know what I'm talking about. So if I'm like, oh look, there's 169, so like seriously, you don't really care. Most of you don't care, but there's 169 going all the way up there. Anyway, I just want to give that introduction. We talked about where we are, we talked about where we're going. I want to talk about this bridge from the perspective of someone who used to live there. Now, why is this random bridge of Minneapolis in the sim as one of the POIs with the USA update? Because the bridge is kind of a big deal. We'll talk about it when in the air. Let me hop inside. How do I fly this thing? I've been doing those bush planes for so long. I forgot to grab my checklist, so we're just going to wing it here. I'm sure I can figure this out. Isn't there a fuel thing? There it is. Fuel on. We got the master on. The lights should turn out, and they do. What else do we need down here? Strobe. Can we turn up the heat in this one? No. Can we do that? No. But I think we just do that in the starts, right? I think it's incredibly easy. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Alrighty, should we use ATC? Sure, why not? Let's use ATC. Just because we haven't in a long time. We want to taxi south-ish. Let's say south.
Crystal Ground, Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 with Whiskey request taxi for takeoff south departure.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 taxi to and hold short of runway 24 via taxiway.
We're going southeast, but we're actually going to go due east. That's fine, doesn't really matter. Alright, acknowledge taxi clearance. Runway 24 right, which should be, does this mouse in? No, but it just like this. 24 right, should be right here. I planned that on purpose based on weather, so it's just boom, right around the corner. If we can use this thing, it's been a long time, man. It's not that hard. Good grief. Alrighty, let's put that away. Let's see, where are we going? We are going right there, correct? Yep, right there in front of us. Very, very simple. So we're in taxi view, release that parking brake for a set of flaps down, and let's go. Really? Not gonna go? Something's not right. That happens sometimes. What's going on? Why don't we have throttle control here? Now it's going. And there we go. Okay, good. It was the view. I was in drone view, not that view. So whenever you're in drone view, you have no control of your aircraft. All of your controls do other stuff. Let me ask more people who joined us. Interesting. That was exciting. But eventually we have to take once the gamer takes off. It's too much. But I want to see how many people are at the bridge. Because it's a POI in the new USA update. So that's why we're here. And I want to give it my perspective. Alright. Just repeating myself, but that's okay. That's how we do it here. So let's slow down and let's stop right here by the organized boat. Oh my gosh, my yoke just fell off. Organized boat. Okay. I don't know how people come up with stuff. Tune the tower. And request takeoff clearance.
Crystal Tower, Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105, ready at runway 24 right south departure.
And here we go.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105.
Cleared for takeoff.
For takeoff runway 24 right departure to the south approved.
And let's get going. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff runway 24
Alright.
right.
Well, we're just going to go runway heading for a little bit. And then we'll turn left and go along the Mississippi. We're going way too fast for this. Oh my goodness. I'm not in a hurry. It's just after midnight. And, you know, I get kind of goofy after midnight because everybody's in bed. I have time to myself. You know, that type of thing. Oh, and during this flight, we might get our 50-hour achievement. I've flown way more than 50 hours. Come on, dude. Get up there. There we go. Brakes to stop the wheels. You're coming up. And the flap's coming up. I have way more than 50 hours, but not everything logs. People say it's being in dev mode. I've never been in. People say it's from not following the objectives. Well, yeah, because stuff is logging, even though I'm not following the objectives. I have those hidden. There's 81. Let's go. And it's just weird. I know that if you use the co-pilot to land, it'll land or park. It'll park exactly where you want it to, and that helps. But anyway, I just want to say we might be getting that ding for the achievement for 50 hours, 50. Hey, Scooter Poot, what are you doing over there? What's over there that he would be hanging out there for such a long time? Altitude 1,500 feet, because Minneapolis or Crystal is about 800 some feet. Look at that, all these people just VFR in Minneapolis. Again, we have a huge flight sim community here in Minneapolis, and we have a huge aviation community here, so I wouldn't be surprised that there's always going to be people here. Alrighty. We're going over 94, under us 694 to the left, and Mississippi River. Used to be that was the only way to cross. So when I was a kid and grew up in Grand Rapids, well, that was my 5th suburb, these other bridges weren't here. That one was. But you'd have to drive all the way down here across the river. It was a lot of work. Alrighty, Lowry Avenue Bridge. Why in the world will the Lowry Avenue Bridge in a worldwide simulator be a POI? What is the big deal about that? Well, there used to be a really fancy type bridge there. Sorry, distracted by scenery. And I really want to look around with the drone, but we can't unless we active pause. Because you can't be in drone mode unless you have autopilot or active pause or you'll crash. Well, why would the bridge be here? Well, it's kind of a fancy bridge in its day, and it was refurbished a few times. And then what happened was, oh, there's that railroad station, the railroad yard. Forgot about that. Oh my gosh, I cycled down here from suburbs so many times. I lost track of what I was saying because I'm so distracted. In a good way. In a good way. So the bridge was a big deal. It was being refurbished in 2007-ish or 8-ish. And then as they're refurbing it, oh my gosh, look at 94. That looks so real. I used to drive that all the way to my wife's place when we were dating. Anyway, it was the pilers had shifted. So they're like, oh my gosh, this bridge is completely unsafe. Do not let anybody on it. And they closed it down in like 2008. They closed it down and then tore it down. And then the bridge was gone for a long time. And then they rebuilt it in 2012, I think, something like that. And when they rebuilt it, they used some fancy features in engineering, and the way it lights up and everything is a big deal. At least it was at the time, and it still kind of is. And that's why this bridge in North Minneapolis, bridging over to Northeast Minneapolis, made it into a worldwide simulator. Because it's kind of a big deal, I guess, in the bridge world. We're going to fly right by it here, and then we're going to turn off all these gamer tags and everything and just drone around a little bit. Use the drone. In fact, as you can see, it's lit up right now. And then we're going to do it at nighttime too. Just to have a peek at night. And then we'll turn all this stuff off. But there it is right in front of us. You can read all about it if you want to. And oh my gosh, I used to live, when I was a baby, I lived right past that train station. Oh. Okay, while you're in my way of my sightseeing here, acknowledge quickly. So there's the bridge. We'll turn off all these gamer tags. It looks so nasty. And then we'll drone around here. So let's get up like, let's see. Let's just go like this. And let's active pause. There we go. And let's turn this crap off. Ah, that's better. And there's the drone. Let's take the drone out and check out this bridge. Isn't that cool? Is that a cool looking bridge with Minneapolis in the background? Let's get a nice screenshot of that. The reason why this bridge is in here, like I said, is it's a big deal engineering wise. You can read all about it if you want to. The Wikipedia article is really sparse and crappy. Plus you really shouldn't be using Wikipedia as the only source of information. My wife's an English teacher. That is a swear word in this house. My wife would rather I do other things, if you know what I mean, as opposed to even look at Wikipedia, if you catch my drift. So no Wikipedia allowed in this house, but I looked up anyway. Sparse article, so you're going to have to get more information elsewhere. But that is a big bridge. You cannot tell in the simulator how big this bridge is. It's enormous. Let me speed this up a second because it's taking too long to get where I want to go. It's 2 lanes each direction plus center divider plus bike and walking paths. So that's the bridge. That's why it's in the simulator. This is the Mississippi River. If it isn't obvious, that's downtown Minneapolis looking south. What do I have to say about this bridge? As a resident who used to live, where did I live? I can't really tell from here, but I lived like right here for a long time. Met my wife actually. And she lived in a 4-plex owned by her dad, and I moved in right away. And her sister lived below us. All right, so when they tore this bridge down, okay, so this, how can I be nice and politically correctish? Right here, this is a really bad part of town. This is North Minneapolis. It's very challenged part of town. I'm comfortable there because I'm a city kid, right? But if you're suburban and they can tell you're suburban, you're not going to do well, even passing through. This is 94. You just don't even get off the freeway unless you understand stuff, okay? That's this side of the river. Over here is Northeast, which is, people call it the artsy part of Minneapolis. I never quite understood why, and I'm an artsy person. Maybe that's why, because I'm an artsy person. And the people calling it artsy aren't artsy people, perhaps. Whatever. I'm not going to get into why it's called artsy. I mean, yeah, there's like one stretch down here on Broadway of a few things that's interesting, but other than that, whatever. And then Columbia Heights, St. Anthony are over there. So, artsy, Northeast. Challenged, North, okay? So this bridge, when they tore it down, the crime rates over here basically went to 0. If you know how cities work, people don't like to do certain types of crime in their own neighborhood, so they go to other neighborhoods. Okay? So when this bridge was torn down, the crime rate basically went to 0 over here. So there were petitions and petitions and petitions to not rebuild the bridge. Like, it was fought hardcore to not rebuild this bridge right here. But of course they did, because it would be ridiculous not to, right? Well, as soon as they built this bridge, not only did crime rates go back up, but they went up way higher than before the bridge was taken down. And that made a lot of people mad. And it got so bad that we ourselves just were driven out of there. We had some very, very scary incidences. And I'm not going to get into what they were, but they were very scary. Everything from something happening across the street that ended up, I'm not going to get into it, but it included stuff to us personally. Like, it was very scary, and drove us out of there. And I don't know what the neighborhood is like now. I've been there a few times, but anyway, just some interesting story, perspective from a resident. Now, I wasn't a part of the petition to not rebuild the bridge. I mean, come on, rebuild the bridge, right? People need access. The next closest bridge is, well, that's a railroad bridge up there. And then there's a railroad station, and then there's a few others, and there's Broadway, a few dams. So you're talking many miles between bridges, so it had to be rebuilt. But yeah, lots of controversy surrounding this bridge because of the crime rates and the types of crime that were coming over. So that is a perspective from someone who actually lived, close to the walking. I mean, I lived right here. Like, I lived like right there for quite a while. Actually lived there twice. Moved in with my wife there. We moved to Ohio so she could get her PhD. We moved back to the same fourplex. And it was very different because we lived there when the bridge was being torn down and gone, and then we lived there after the bridge was rebuilt. So in the same place, in the same house, fourplex. And we noticed the enormous difference of stuff. So take that for what you will. I mean, I know a lot of people watching. Some of you live in huge mansions and have never had to worry about stuff like that. Others of you might actually live in challenged areas like this. And of course, I don't want to alienate people, but that's how it was living in this area before it and after the bridge rebuild. So when I saw it pop up as a POI, I'm like, what? Why? Minneapolis? They have POIs of the world and they pick this bridge? Well, they're doing it for the architecture and how the bridge was designed and built, and it's kind of a big deal. The bridge itself is a big deal, so that's why it's in here. Alrighty, so let's make it night now, and you can see how it lights up, and they can change the colors based on certain things, just like they do the 35W bridge. I'm actually surprised, to be honest, that the 35W bridge isn't a POI then, since that one is the bridge that fell down during a construction episode, and I don't think I've ever told anybody this. I was 3 cars from getting on that bridge when it went down. It's stuck in rush hour. I normally took a different way home, but my father-in-law somehow called me and talked me into running an errand for him, which is completely bizarre, to be honest. But I'm like, okay, fine, which is also bizarre. And I was just about to get on the bridge, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get to this exit right before the bridge. Stuck in rush hour, 3 cars to go. So had it not been rush hour to slow me down, and had my father-in-law not called me randomly, I would have gone down on the 35W bridge with it. So that's kind of scary, right? Bridge is over there. I don't think you can, it's not going to look like itself in the sim, but it's there. Oh my gosh, look at all the other people flying around. Crazy. But anyway, we're talking about this bridge. See how it's lit up? And it's like that in real life. They light up different colors. You can see it from far away, and different events and reasons will change the color, just like the 35W bridge. So there you go. So anyway, let's head back to the airplane. I did way more rambling than I thought I would. Ooh, how do you turn lights on so you can see? Hey, are there anything else down here that spins? I don't think so. Okay, whatever. How about down there? Yep. We should have that on too. Okie dokie. Well, let's head back. Oh, that's so bright. Let's head to... Well, let's go back to Crystal, I think. Oh, someone just took off. So how do we get there from here? Just turn around and look for it. We're actually closer to Minneapolis right now, but I don't want to land in Minneapolis. What's this person doing? There's all these people that just screw around, which is fine. More power to them. Alright, active pause is off, and you gotta be careful because it's gonna do whatever it wanted to do when you are droning. Remember? We've talked about that before. You gotta be really careful when you active pause. That was really crazy and scary. Oof. Okay, so we're gonna come out, turn around, look for Crystal Airport. There's somebody dive bombing Lake Harriet. And yes, for those of you who are from Minneapolis or who are interested in this area, I'm going to do a very, very detailed VFR flight in Minneapolis someday soon. We've touched it a little bit, but we'll do it very soon. Wow, I need to do more night flying. I have to do more night flying. I have to do more rain flying. I have to do more all kinds of that stuff. We just have been doing all these like midday flights. Wow, look at that. Jeez. Crazy. Alright, what was that? Was that a constellation? I think it was. Where am I? It is. Look at that, Orion. Check that out. Oh, yeah, the galaxy is in Orion's belt. Name that movie. Alright, where's the bridge? There it is, and there's Crystal Airport. Just awesome. So you can see it forever. Yes, we do need more night flights. We do need more rain flights. We need to get the Minneapolis VFR in. The super detailed Minneapolis VFR flight in. Because there's that train station. So I used to live... There's a bridge that crosses here, which is under... I used to live on Main Street, like right here, as a baby. We were on the second floor of a duplex. Oh, look at that. Look at all those airplanes flying around Minneapolis. We almost have to go to home and field too, right here. Downtown St. Paul's over there. That airport doesn't get enough respect in simulator world. Wow. Anyway, I love this airplane because you can fly really slowly, but it doesn't have autopilot. So you can't sightsee with it. With the drone, you have to active pause. Look at all that. Oh yes, I've driven by that railroad station so many times. Going into St. Anthony. Wow. It's different when you know the area. Alrighty, let's go to Crystal. Back to Crystal. And request a full stop landing. Probably the same runway 24, so we're gonna come out here.
Sierra 4105 is 5 miles east with whiskey for touch and go.
Yep. Touch and go. I want a full stop landing. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I hit the wrong thing. Select another. Good grief. I don't know the orientation of this runway well enough.
Cleared for touch and go runway.
It should be over here, right? 24?
Tango Sierra 4105.
I want to do cancel landing intentions.
Crystal Tower Turtles Hook Tango Sierra
You really messed that up.
4105. Cancel landing intention.
That's a different runway. 24 right is over here somewhere. Alright, let's try this again. Crystal, request a full stop, which is 4.
Crystal Tower Turtles Hook
And
Tango
I
Sierra
can't make out the
4105
runway.
is 4 miles east with whiskey to land.
It should make more sense as we swing around, I think.
Make straight in runway 24 right. Altimeter 29.9 to wind 225 at 5. Turtle Soup Tango
Holy cow, won't even let me acknowledge. Oh, there's a runway, I think. Like this. Yeah, I know. Let me acknowledge.
Cleared to land runway.
Jeez,
24 right,
okay,
Turtles
that's a lot of work.
Tango Sierra 4105.
Alright, we're going nice and slow. Let's look outside. I wish I could use the drone, but we can't. Like I say all the time, you have to be in active pause or autopilot, because as soon as you use the drone, you lose control of your aircraft. So it does whatever it wants. Well, the bridge is just out of sight. It's fun to have all those gamer jigs on, but that was a lot of traffic out here. Man, this is amazing. So 24 right has to be about to look at it, right? If we zoom in again, we can go like this, right? Yeah, we're almost there. It's gonna be that little one right there. Alrighty, yep, there it is. Okay, let's slow this bird down. And first set of flaps. And let's do gear, which I almost forgot about because I don't fly geared aircraft, retractable gear aircraft very often. And too soon for second flaps. Let's just keep staying on the highway. And turn on. Oh, not quite. Well, it looks like we're tuned to on the VASI. That's good. Landing flaps, gear down. Get ready to land. And nice and simple. I cannot wait to do a VFR of this at night. And I was really hoping my 50-hour achievement would trigger during this flight. We've been at 49 hours for a while now. So I don't know why it hasn't triggered yet. But again, like I said, it doesn't log everything. And I have over 100 hours in the sim, so whatever. Well, let's stay above stall speed, shall we? Come on. We'll level off here in a second. And there we go. The ground effects take us. There we go. The ground effects, wow. And soften down. Stall, there we go. Perfect. Nose wheel down. Wow, it was gently. Yeah, that was a good landing. A little bit left of center. But I got to work on that. We're crossing a runway. I don't know where we are. Well, let's just go up here. Do the yellow taxi lines. And then we'll taxi to parking. We'll let co-pilot taxi us to parking. Well, no, that takes too long. I'll say for fun, so we get credit for the flight for sure. But it can take forever. Oh, it's saving. Autosave. And we'll get our instructions. There we go. Contact ground. Come down here.
121.6
Get the lights right.
4105.
And keep going. And contact ground and parking.
Crystal Ground, Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 taxi to parking.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Charlie Cross runway 24 right Delta.
Alright, Charlie 24 right
Taxiing to
Delta.
general aviation
Let's stop a
parking
second.
via taxiway Charlie Cross
See if we can
runway
figure
24
out
right
maybe
Delta,
what they're
Turtle Soup
talking
Tango
about.
Sierra 4105.
There's 24 right. Charlie 24 right. I don't know where that's going to be. Well, there's 24 right. We started here. Cross it. I guess it could be here. Let's just go where we came from. Let's go up, turn right, and just go right where we came from. Yeah, let's just do that. Alrighty, parking brake off. Here we go. Pretty simple. Let's use our taxi view. And find a place to park. Actually, maybe they want us. If we see the guy with the lightsabers, we'll just go there. Otherwise, we'll just find a different spot here. No lightsabers, so we'll just continue across 24 right. And then go to where we came from. Let's see, it's kind of like we're parking in a big field here. Let's just go in here. Why are their lights turning off when you get close? That's weird. Alrighty, we're just going to stop right here. They can tow us wherever they want us. Ooh! Set the parking brake, hop inside, and let's get some things shut down, like some lighting. Can't even see that. Why is my thing... There we go. Everything's off, I think. I think. And... killing some stuff here. Oh my gosh, in nighttime it's such a different airplane. Off, please. This way. And the master. And that's the auto flashlight that you see. And fuel off. And I said fuel off. I can't see it. There we go. So obviously this isn't where they want us to park because they didn't end the flight, right? Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. I certainly did. I cannot wait to do Minneapolis VFR for you, daytime and nighttime and in the rain. So, if you're a subscriber, thank you for continuing support. If I'm back, so please like, subscribe, leave a comment, like, all that stuff so we can play the YouTube algorithm game, meaning more people will see the videos in the recommended videos section. that's what that's all about. And that's it for now. Back to the bush flying, and I'll see you next time.